Going on, guys? This is Mike Rouse again, shooting another video. Actually, this is my third video, and pretty much what I wanted to talk today about is time. Time is one of the most precious commodities that we have, but we obviously take it for granted. I mean, we think that we have a lot of time, and we really don't. You know, time is one of those things that once you lose it, you never get it back. It's the only thing that you cannot buy, and once you lose it, it's gone forever. So we got to kind of be mindful of the time that we spend doing whatever it is that we're doing, because once it's gone forever. You know, yesterday is gone, and tomorrow never really comes. So all we have is right now. So I really want to focus on time, and I'm doing these videos not only for you guys to watch it. I really need to hold myself accountable for the things that I do and don't do, and this is one of the platforms that may allow me to do that. Seeing as how my environment, I don't have a lot of positive influence and the people that wants to go in the direction that I want to go in. So I kind of reach out to you guys through YouTube. Hopefully somebody's going through the same things that I'm going through, and we can kind of help each other get to the next level. So like I said, I want to just reiterate how important time is. Most people look at time, you know, like weeks and months and years and things of that nature, when we should be looking at it by the hour. All of us wake up and we only have 24 hours in a day, and how you spend those 24 hours in that day will dictate how your week goes, how your month goes, the person that you actually become. With 24 hours, I mean, you got to kind of be real careful when you look at it in terms of hours instead of weeks and months and years. If you look at a clock, it's in a circular shape. A clock is in a circular shape. And I got this from Eric Thomas. I don't know if you guys know who Eric Thomas is, but if you ever want to look at some motivational speaking and want to get yourself pumped up during the day and, you know, and accomplish your goals, Eric Thomas, he's somebody you guys should check out. But if you look at the shape of a clock, right, it's a circle. Okay, a clock is a circle. A circle symbolizes what? That means there's no end. It's a continuous motion, right? So when you look at a clock and you look at time, it looks like if it's in a circular motion that we have all the time in the world. You know, it kind of throws you off if you really look at what it is, when it really should be an hourglass with sand coming from the top to the bottom, because everything eventually will expire. Okay. There's no such thing that time will go on forever. An opportunity won't be there forever. You won't be in your 20s forever. I mean, it feels like I went to sleep yesterday, and I had a son yesterday, and you know, I went to sleep last night and I woke up and he's 10 and I'll be 30 next year. I mean, it seems like the time went by fives. You know, like when I turned 20, the time started going by fives. When I was a teenager, like I couldn't wait to get to be, you know, grown, to say that I was grown. I was able to do what I wanted to do and go where I wanted to go. But when I hit 20, I had my son when I was 19 years old. I'm 29. That was 10 years ago. And I'm talking about, it really seems like I went to sleep and I woke up and I'm almost 30. So now I realize, like, it's crunch time, because I can no longer make mistakes and you know, disregard things that I was supposed to do, and then people just looking like, oh, he's in his 20s, he's supposed to make mistakes. The way I'm feeling right now is that I'm 30, like, it's no more excuses. It's no, like, why you keep messing up? I don't get it. Like, why you still in the same situation that you was in last year? Like, I don't have time to play, because I realize, like, I'm getting older. Like, this is like the first year and the first time I've ever felt like I'm really getting older. You know what I mean? Like, my son is 10, he'll be a teenager. I'll be 30. Like, that word 30, like, I don't even want to keep saying that. Like, I really feel a certain type of way about being 30. Not, you know, disrespect to all you guys who are, you know, past that age, but you got to understand where I'm coming from. Like, yesterday I was 19, I promise you. Like, yesterday I was 19 years old. But anyway, we got to be more careful about how we spend our time. Okay, instead of looking at it as that continuous circulus motion, you know, which is the clock, a circle, we need to start looking at it like an hourglass. You know, the hourglass that you got and the sand drips from the top to the bottom. What we need to do is start looking at it like that, because that actually has an expiration date, which everything does. Okay, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that they maximize their time. Okay, they put in the maximum amount of effort in the allotted time that they have available. Okay, that's the only difference. And they don't neglect to do the small things when they can do it. Okay, you know, you said you should read a book, you know, one book a week. So maybe you need to get up a half hour early or go to bed a half hour later. That little thing will make a big difference. But like I say, it's all about how you spend your time. And I'm actually shooting this YouTube video in the parking lot of OCC Community College. So I got people walking past me. They kind of looking at me like, what is this guy doing in the car, you know, talking to his phone? But this is something that I feel like I have to do for me. I'm real big on personal development, but like I say, my environment that I'm around is not really those type of people. Like, I love my friends, but they're just not going in the same direction that I'm going in. So what these videos will do is expose me to the world, and, you know, hopefully the things that I talk about, some of you guys are going through, and we could you know, come together, and you know, where two or more are in agreement, anything is possible, right? So back to this time issue, like, you got to really be careful about what you do with your time. Now, let's say you get up and let's say you went to sleep and you slept 8 hours. Okay. So now you pretty much got 16 hours in the day to be successful. Okay. Now, let's say, you know, your commute back and forth from work is an hour there and an hour back. So that's another 2 hours. So now that's 10 hours gone in the day. Now you only have 14 hours to be successful. Okay, now if you want to work on yourself and be successful, maybe your job isn't it. Maybe your job is just an outlet for you to be able to pay your bills. So we're not going to count that. Let's say you at work another 8 hours. Okay, so now, you know, that's 18 hours. So now you got 18, 20, it's only 24, so you got 6 hours left. You got 6 hours left to be successful. Okay, and what most of us do, we probably talk on the phone for about 2 hours a day. Okay, now you got 4 hours. You probably watch, you know, Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives and maybe the Kardashians or something like that. That's 3 different shows. That's an hour apiece. That's another 3 hours. That's 24. Your 24 hours is gone, and you pretty much devoted no time to personal development and being successful. I mean, and that's all we got. So you got to really be careful about how you spend your time. And if you neglect today to do the little things and you keep putting it off to tomorrow, well, tomorrow never really comes. Tomorrow is not really a day. All we have is right now. Yesterday is gone forever, and we'll never get it back. Tomorrow, like I say, tomorrow will be another tomorrow, and the next day after that will be another tomorrow. So you never really see tomorrow. That's not a day. Some day is not a day. So what we got to do, and what I have to do, is really focus on each day. Okay, so what I actually you know, came across on a lot of different books that I've read and successful people that I actually listen to, the best way to go about that is to plan your day before you get started. Okay, that's just like, you don't build a house until when? Until the house is finished. Okay, that's from Jim Rohn. He's another excuse me, great inspirational speaker. His name is Jim Rohn. Last name is Rohn. Look him up. He's got a host of information that's useful. But what was I saying? Yeah, your time. So I kind of just lost my train of thought. I'm looking around. But yeah, we got to be careful. So what you want to do is plan your day. Like Jim Rohn, he was saying, you don't build a house until the house is finished. Right? So that means you've already got the blueprint, you've already got, you know, the architecture of it built, you know what I mean? You already have it drawn out. So all you have to do now is actually build it. But you couldn't build it unless the concept was there, unless it was on paper, on the blueprint, so you can actually follow that. That's the same thing we got to do with our day. So every morning, what I'm trying to do, this is still a process, this is still new to me. What I do is write down the things that I need to accomplish that day, not tomorrow, not next week, not a goal for next month, which I do have goals that I'm starting to set, and that's a big thing too. But we have to focus on what you need to get done today, because things that we need to get done next week will never get done because it seems like we have so much time to do it, right? So what I want everybody to do, or what I want myself to do, is actually to start writing down my goals each day. Okay, and writing down, you know, maybe hour for hour, every other hour, the things that I need to get accomplished, and then check them off as I go along, and make sure. And actually, what I do is keep this little pad in my pocket, and I kind of just write down, you know, 5 or 6 important things that I have to do throughout the day, and then that'll help me keep track. So what it'll do is, the important things that you have to get done for that day, you'll most likely get them done if you keep looking at that checklist. Okay, if you just say, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do this week. okay, life gets in the way of all of that. You know what I mean? The kids got sick, the dog got worms in the stomach. I mean, you know, my grandmother cussed me out. Like, so much things happen throughout the course of a day, let alone a week. You know, so what I got to do this week? I mean, that's so vague, and it's nothing that's gonna hold you accountable to actually do that. So you gotta be careful about how you spend your time each day. We don't have a week, we don't have a month. All we got is today. You never know what tomorrow will bring. The only thing in life that is promised is that death is guaranteed. Okay, so in between now and the next hour, what are you gonna do that's gonna contribute towards your success? Okay, because if you keep neglecting to do the little things with your time, like Jim Rohn said, then eventually, I mean, if you neglect to do the right things with your time, you'll neglect to do the right things with your business. If you neglect to do the right things with your business, you'll probably neglect to do the right thing with your, you know, with your family. Like, it's a snowball effect. And then eventually you'll wake up 2-3 years later and you're probably wearing what you don't want to wear, living where you don't want to live, driving what you don't want to drive, probably become the person that you didn't want to become, you know, and that's all a snowball effect of neglecting to use your time efficiently. So I want to leave you guys with that, man. Hopefully somebody sees this, and like I say, when 2 or more are in agreement, anything is possible. I need help, and that's why I'm actually putting these YouTube videos out, so I can try to get some type of accountability partnerships going on here. That's pretty much all I got. Concentrate on what it is that you have to do today. Let's see, lesson for the day: write your goals down by every other hour, and then carry the checklist with you. Carry the checklist with you. It'll help. It actually helps me get through my day, because procrastination should be my middle name. Matter of fact, my first name. I put things off, and that's why I'm 29 years old and I still feel 19, because I haven't accomplished nearly as nothing that I wanted to. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. This is Money Making Mike signing off. Love, live life. Peace.